A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts.
What would you do if you weren't afraid?
When will I know I'm ready?
You won't. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
You're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. You can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing.
You gotta let go of that stuff from the past because it just doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you choose to be now.
Come on. It's a bit fucking bright, bro. Let's check it different. Not vibing. That's bright, but as long as I'm like this, I should probably have my mics on because I'm fucking this up already. Good. Yeah. Alright. Welcome to Built Not Born. This is a very undramatic and underwhelming start to this channel, but I think that's what it should be. Or that's what it's going to be. The reason why I'm starting like this, in that there's no preparation, there's no sense of preparedness in terms of my first video, is that I've been working a lot on different other topics, events, workload, and because of that, I've struggled to at least mentally agree that I have enough time to do this. My standards for the types of things that I want to produce, especially when I'm passionate about it, and this is something I'm passionate about, not necessarily just to help, but selfishly to gain at least an access point to more opportunities, more experiences. This comes through money, yeah? And I don't see a more powerful vehicle than putting yourself online in order to garner attention, number one, but also a community of like-minded individuals in which those individuals wished they had somebody as a spokesperson for how they are feeling, and to also allow for a sense of permission to be given by someone in a light that is doing something that they'd also like to do. It makes you feel less alone when there is somebody speaking about it, and it makes you feel more empowered to actually overcome the day-to-day inevitable, for lack of a better term, torments of things holding you back from becoming who you'd like to become. The untapped potential that lies dormant within us that we all at some point feel. But two roads appear when you feel that. There's the road of, who am I to actually be the person that is going to unlock that potentiality that I know that I feel, but I logically can't find a sense of certainty that it is even a thing. And with that, there's a lot of things that we then enact outside of us truly wanting to unlock our potential that lead to externalities of what looks to be success, but ultimately doesn't give you the thing that you're looking for, which is a sense of peace, contentment, groundedness, and wholeness, right? I speak about this from a spiritual sense, but bringing this all back, because I tend to ramble quite a bit, as you can see. But to bring this all back, it's why I decided to start this way, in a way that forces me, at least in my own mind, forces me to bear the burden, i.e. responsibility, of putting myself out there, because it's something that I had thought about for the longest time and had done previously. But I've always been in a state of mind thinking that I need to wait for the perfect time. A perfect time that was at least construed in my mind as one in which I'd be able to create the type of content that meet particular high standards that I've created, and also one in which I can see falsely the longevity of it actually continuing into the future, because we all know that in order to be successful on YouTube, there's a metric that is more powerful than any other, which is consistency. And for consistency to happen, there needs to be an ability to carve out time to edit and film and think about the big idea for this particular topic that I'm gonna talk about in a video, to convey information that is hopefully helpful to those moving on a similar trajectory as I. But I've been going through a reincarnation of who I am, an evolution of who I'd like to become. And on the current stage that I'm at, I need to unlock more of my potential. And so even though I am busy, and I'm killing it at what I'm doing, right? Which we'll get into in other videos. I, however, feel that there's more to be untapped. I am listening to the voice that if you are still in this video, you have the same voice, but I'm listening to it and it's getting louder and louder and louder and directing me in terms of where I need to go. And where I feel like I need to go was signaled to me through a level of frustration of watching content and going, why am I not doing that? Why am I putting myself and my potential and the life that I'd like to live on the back burner so that I can what? Right? These answers will vary if you ask yourself the question amongst all of us. But what is similar is our determination to find the answer. For me, the answer is I've put it on the back burner under the fallacy, or at least under the guise of I need time. I need to carve out time in order to produce it at the standards that I want. Because if I don't produce it at the standards that I want, then I won't be able to create the life that this medium affords. But I've learned as I've become a little bit more wiser, and I say that very tentatively, as I've become a little bit more wiser, I've realized how there are certain beliefs that once I've recognized that were false and I've implemented actions that were opposed to what I'd previously believed, my life ultimately got so much better. The things that I wanted are now afforded to me based on the seeds that I've now newly sown. And so if I extrapolate the larger lesson, which is we all have beliefs within us that are in stark contradiction to the life that we want to live. And so I have to evaluate on the topics that are what you can call urgent and important. To me, this is urgent and important. This is the future trajectory I'd like my life to take. I have to evaluate, is my belief that I can't carve out time because I'm so busy with other things a valid belief? And as I'm recording this, I go, well, I've just carved out time in the same work week that I've previously thought I'd need time for. Then there's the other side of the coin, which is, well, is this to my standards? Well, who the fuck cares about my standards besides myself? The reason why I'm making this is to, yes, live a life that is different to what I currently have in terms of financial gain and experience. But also I have to evaluate the standards that I have. Is it ultimately going to give me part of what I want to do, which is help people feel like there is another, that they are not alone, that these concepts that I sit with on a daily basis are able to help you, and that can only be done through meeting my high standards of the type of content that I want to produce, so that I can look like something that I would like for you to believe. When I think about that, I go, well, I don't want you to believe what I've put out as a visual and sonic construct. I want you to see me for who I am. And in that, I would like for you to understand that I am human, imperfect, but working towards something and succeeding, so that you understand our similarities, so that you understand that moving through authenticity will help you get to the places that you so desire. So that's why I'm starting off this way. I'm trying to take away all the fluff. I'm trying to avoid paralysis by analysis. I'm trying to avoid the level of frustration that I have not putting out content by actually putting out content. And here it is. This is the first episode of Built Not Born. Meaning, we are born something with specific characteristics underlying our every actions that are in us inherently. However, once you have an awakening to the understanding that yes, you were born with specific characteristics. However, you are able to change those and reprogram your mind so that you are able to tap into a future that you actually truly love. Then it is your imperative to follow that path, to build yourself into somebody that you are proud of, to be able to sleep peacefully at night, regardless of the chaos that is going on outside or around you, to have inner contentment in yourself as a man or a woman. And so that's what this channel is about. Building yourself in a manner that is constantly looking to untap the hidden potential within you. If you have stayed for this long, I appreciate it. I will do my best to keep consistent, and I'll do my best to continue to evolve into the person that I believe I can be, not just for myself, but for others. Thank you. Fucking enjoy the rest of your day, yeah?
We're all traveling through time together. every day of our lives. All we can do is do our best to relish this remarkable ride.